Bombaclat. Welcome to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, the living legend, Logan Hurston, and today, of course, I'm joined by my co-host, the gimmick killer, Cooper Lube.
What you don't know is that I actually went to the same high school as both you and Jack Dudley, and it is my mission in life now to take you both out.
And he was already mentioned, but our other co-host, the giant Jacko Ice.
Dear smart bastard, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Yes, if you didn't know, Destruction in Kobe was today in the early morn for us U.S. viewers and last night for us Japanese viewers. We're here today to talk about that. We got a little AEW news. DPW Carolina Classic happened 2 weeks ago, but it didn't air until the Sunday after we recorded, so I think me and Cooper are going to talk about that a little bit. And in CMLL news, a collaboration with Pokemon. Did you see this, Jack? Jack, you're
the greatest.
Yeah, of course I did.
Brand integration.
What were you going to say, Logan?
You're a huge Pokemon guy, aren't you?
I'm not, but my lovely fiance is, and so I was sending her all the pictures of the big Eevee and Pikachu. I was sending her all the outfits. It was a fun time. I actually turned it on for a little bit. It was like free on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, it's free. The Pokemon channel.
It was a good time. Very, very fun.
What was her favorite? Like, did you show her any of the wrestlers' attires?
I showed her the Gengar one. She liked that. That was Soberano.
Yeah. Making his return. So.
Yeah. Very excited.
The strangest and least eventful return that they possibly could have done for Soberano.
What are you talking about? It's in a brand integrated show. It has all these viewers. All the Pokemon viewers.
Yes, that's true. That is true. And I know that from a numbers perspective that, it was probably the best time to bring him back. But, like, have him do something, other than just come out, look cool, pose with the Pokemon belt, and leave.
That's what WWE does all the time, brother. That's just aura farming. Have you seen his aura? Have you seen his aura, Cooper?
Yeah. I stand corrected. Yeah, that man's aura was immense. It was coming through my laptop screen.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I really dug the Machamp cosplay that Hechicero did. And Mystico is Hawklucha or Hawlucha. It's not Hawk. It's Hawlucha.
It's just Hawlucha.
Hawlucha is getting
I don't know
close to the sun right there.
That's too much for Pokemon.
But I think he's the new Pokemon I don't even know what the new game is, actually, because I'm that tapped. As much as nerds as the three of us are, I think Pokemon is like a collective, like, untapped area for all of us.
Definitely for me, yeah.
No, I don't know that much about it either, honestly.
We should have brought Sarah onto the podcast, Jack, as our Pokemon expert, to break down these matches and its significance. They should have...
Go
ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, actually, a little glimpse into my life right now. Sarah isn't here. She's getting back in just a couple hours, and I've been home caring for this dog and watching these shows because she's been shopping for a dress in Atlanta all weekend. A wedding dress,
wow.
That is. It's very exciting. I know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
I've just been sitting here all alone the weekend thinking about that.
What wrestler are you guys going to have officiate your wedding?
I'm trying to get Jake, but if not... I don't know.
I mean, it should be him. He doesn't have anything else going
No,
on.
you're right. Santana Jackson, maybe? One of those guys we saw at GCW would be happy.
You can get Maven. He did Matt Cardona's wedding.
Did he really?
Oh.
Yeah, he did. The indie wedding.
That's funny.
If we're going on folks that we saw at that GCW show together, and I know that Sarah does like Speedball.
That's true.
She did. She really did.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'd be happy.
We also saw a Reverend at a GCW show, so the Rev.
The Rev. Yes, you have to get the Rev.
Goat.
You're both honorary Coven of the Goat members
for
at your
me,
wedding.
Jack and Sarah.
I don't think
Tank is your ring bearer.
I don't think her dad would have put
No. I heavily doubt
Probably
that. But yeah, we mentioned Maven, and Cooper, you brought this up specifically, really wanting to talk about Maven's top
Where do we
10
go next?
wrestlers. So let's go ahead and run off.
Oh
I don't
my
even have.
God.
I got the list pulled up now. Okay. Did you know what they are, right, Jack? You saw this too, right, Jack? Or is this your first time reveal of Maven's top 10 wrestlers currently? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay.
No, I can hear you. Sorry, it cut off. It cut off for like 1 second, and then I was fixing it, and then I heard Maven's top 10 right when I got back.
The most.
Is that what we're discussing now?
Obviously, it's the most important thing to discuss. Look, Stephen A. does a top
All right.
5. Who cares? But Maven, hey, that man eliminated the Undertaker in the Royal Rumble, bro. He was a hardcore champion. Respect the legend. We got
Let me remind myself of it real quick.
Braun Break.
You're gonna list it out on air?
Huh? Can you hear me? I think Jack's having recording issues.
I'm afraid that you're encountering some technical difficulties.
Oh,
on
I
my
am?
end, Logan.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it's for both of us.
Well, this is going to be great. Well, thank goodness we've all recorded locally. So
Oh,
It sounds like GLaDOS
This is-
for the folks at home right
this is
now
good
who
audio.
don't know.
audio. What about now? Does it sound any better now? Is my internet?
I don't know. It sounds definitely better now. It was still a little choppy. Try again.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I think
cool.
we're good.
We'll cut that out. Anyway, Jack, are you so excited to hear about Maven's top 10 wrestlers?
I thought it was pretty interesting when but now I'm scrolling through our chat and it feels like it was forever ago. Oh, here we go.
We got Braun Breaker at 10.
At 10. Okay.
That
is
okay.
respectable. I agree.
Respectable. I think.
He's
He's a good wrestler. He's the next big thing for the Fed, and rightfully so. I mean, he's the son of a signer, so. You got Thunder Rosa at 9.
Okay, here we go. I have number 2.
He must have been a big NWA guy. Like, you think
Oh, you might be
you
right.
think Maven was like watching Dynamite whenever Thunder Rosa was champ?
It's not like he has anything better to do, bro.
What do you?
He might be.
Yeah, he
See,
didn't
that's
have.
what I was
he didn't have the
saying.
YouTube gig at that point.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Yeah, man. Just staying at home, nothing but Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker rematches.
but that's why I'm wondering. I'm like, how tapped in was he from wrestling in all these years, or did he just like, oh yes, I can do a YouTube channel and come back to it? But
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think at least one of these kind of has to be from that time. We'll get to
be
where
there, sure.
that is.
Oh,
we got
gosh.
Shelton Benjamin, number 8. And if you've watched Maven's YouTube channel and him talk about Shelton Benjamin, that should be no surprise.
Are they just
They're
boys or
boys.
something?
He said he's the most genetically gifted man of all time, including down below.
Okay.
This is direct quotes from Maven.
Shelton's a good curveball pick. This is a respectable list so far. I wonder what number 7 would be.
Number 7, for those who don't know, is Tessa Blanchard.
Oh. Oh.
And
okay, fine.
we've fucked it.
No. Oh, man.
You know what's funny? I saw it, and I didn't read past, like, number 3. I saw Seth Rollins, and I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't even notice Tessa Blanchard on the first time when I looked at this.
I know, same here. I saw Seth, and I thought it can't get worse.
Can Tessa be considered a wrestler
she's in
right
TNA.
now? How long has it
No.
been? Has she been wrestling
Yeah, I
in
think
TNA lately?
She was challenging for the championship, like, this year.
Oh, that shows you how
I mean-
that shows you a little.
Oh, I thought
No,
she just showed up that one time
She's
and then
a
got
racist.
chanted at and
no,
then
she
stopped.
Is she
she
gonna
kept
be
showing
at,
up, and she kept getting chanted at. But I think she's still in TNA.
Is she going to be at NXT TNA Invasion on October 7th?
She was not at the Invasion angle this week, but
Uh,
she is
okay.
besties with Charlotte,
Okay.
so I wouldn't put it against the Fed. I mean, at this point, what is Tessa really gonna be the stone that breaks the glass house at this point for them? Come on. Speaking of the Fed, number 6, Cody Rhodes. That's he's kayfabed out. That's all right.
I can appreciate a
He's
Cody
not.
Glover still.
He's not the most
Oh,
sauceless
for
white boy
sure.
on this list.
I mean, yeah. Number 5 is VSK, and I don't remember who that is.
He's
This,
got a
so
beard.
I looked this up. I think he's just some indie guy that like Maven was probably on like one little show on like fairly recently and maybe just likes him a lot.
That might be like I've heard the name, but like I could not tell you. I'm just imagining normal indie guy with long hair and a beard.
I mean, I think he might have like done some ROH like dark match tapings or something, Like he's on kind of that level,
For sure.
I think, right now.
But then we get into some would say the heavy hitters. Number 4, Jade Cargill. You think he's only watched Jade's WB stuff, or he's watched the AEW stuff?
That is a good question, actually. I mean, I think he certainly would have been aware of Jade's AEW stuff. I don't know whether or not he was watching is a different question, maybe. But I feel like people who have Jade really high up on like their like rankings and stuff are people who like had a connection with her or like saw that like massive potential in her from AEW. I don't think people who have only kept up with her since WWE
For
would
sure,
have her
for
this high.
sure. And then number 3. I mean, I thought this was the worst pick until I saw Tessa, but the second worst pick on this list, Seth Frickin' Rollins. Yeah. He's part of the Vision. Apparently, I didn't know his new stable's called the Vision. I hate that.
What else would it be named?
Just anything else, man.
Anything else? I don't know. No, Rollins is not good. He's not been good for a long time. So I don't know where he's coming from here.
This is my horrible confession to make, okay? And don't hold this against me because this was several years ago, all right?
Okay.
But several years ago, I bought a Seth Rollins t-shirt, okay?
This is like a recovering addict story.
I know. I was, at a time, a fan of Seth Rollins. This was like, I think, the first comeback that he made. And it was the like kind of like crosshair.
Was it the
sort of one?
the gray
with,
one that
his
said like
initials?
redesign, rebuild, reclaim, or whatever?
I don't think it said all that. I think
Okay.
it was just the crosshair.
It was just
like,
a
logo.
There was a Rollins. I think every year since Rollins turned in 2014, like every subsequent year, it's become less and less understandable to be a Rollins fan. It's diminishing returns every year that passes, and I think that's funny.
I mean, I'm sure the injuries are a big part of that. But also, I think it does not help that his character for the last 3 years at least has been just indecipherable and purely a mechanism for chanting, which I mean I understand is the thing, is in vogue now, but it does not mean that I have to play along and pretend like he's a good wrestler now.
The last Rollins run that I think was tolerable was whenever he was like a cult leader, when he was like in I forget what they called that, Monday Night Messiah.
The Monday Night Messiah. Yeah, that's because you were a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
Thunderdome
You know me.
guy.
I'm a big fan of COVID.
You love
wrestling.
pandemic wrestling.
No, I just thought. I mean,
Yes.
I don't think it's great. I just think it was tolerable. Keyword, like, I can deal with that at least. Like, at least you're a heel. At least you have like a cool guy like Buddy Murphy, and at the time AOP was fine. You know.
Dog, Buddy Murphy got
Well,
like injured immediately after that.
The start. There's a couple things. Actually, that run sucked. The last good Seth Rollins run was
Okay. Glad that I
there's,
brought
like, a
you on
couple
board.
Good, like decent things from there. The last good run was when he came back in 2016 or 2017 and he beat Roman, and then from there on out, it's all been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I got my shirt.
I'm just glad he didn't get the Burn It Down shirt. Like, if you said
All right, shall we finish off
Yeah,
this Maven list in the
number
only ways
number
that he
2
knows how?
was the guy that. Oh, no!
Have we lost Logan?
I'm
Logan,
here.
you
I'm here.
gone?
Can you hear me? Hello, I'm here.
He's here.
The number 2 was
Okay.
the complete Matt Cardona, the guy that Maven officiated his wedding for. Which, yeah, that doesn't shock me.
That's fine.
And number 1, MJF. He is a generation.
He's a generational talent.
He came off 2. He saw him at Arena Mexico, and he saw him at All Out, and he's like, yeah, that's my number 1 right now.
Yeah, truly putting in the work to earn Maven's respect, which is really what we all want in this business.
Except for Shelton. These are all the very same flavor of wrestler, I think.
Tessa Blanchard is crazy, man. Well,
Yeah, like Braun, I think also you can kind of get
for
behind a
sure,
little bit.
dude.
Sure.
As like his potential pick. But yeah, I mean, and Shelton, both for being so generationally underrated usually, and also just the fact that they worked together. But yeah, everybody else on here, I mean, it just seems like either his buddies or like absolute zilches, and I mean that's fine. It's his list; he can do whatever he wants. But it's so weird to just look
knowing
at.
that MJF goes on like Wrestle Purist streams and stuff like that, there's no doubt in my mind that he's been like buddy with Maven for a long time. He's been smooching himself to get that number 1 spot.
Oh, sure, probably.
But, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, MJF's valid. I've seen a lot of people say that. If that's your flavor of wrestler, then yeah, I think he's a great wrestler. So, it's just too bad he had a racist on his list. But
Yeah, and maybe
Go-
maybe him and Tessa go way back.
I hope
Who
not.
knows? I don't know. I don't know. He's like, I have the greatest respect for her father, and
Huge
something
Tully
like that.
mark, and huge Magnum TA mark also.
Yeah.
But we'll stick with the indies and controversy. We're gonna go by this really quickly because I
Yay.
don't think there's too much that needs to be said that hasn't already. But the Masha Slamovich stuff with Akira went down this week. And obviously we condone everything that Masha did, and I don't think we'll be covering her on this podcast probably anymore.
Did you just say condone
Condemn
instead of
condemn.
condemn?
Condemn. Thank you. I said we
Oh my God,
don't
Logan!
condone. I said don't. Did I not say don't?
Oh, okay.
Freudian
This
slip.
audio
Freudian
is
slip. We condemn.
yeah.
Condemn.
Go back to
I
tape.
would like to firmly state on the record that we as a podcast will no longer be talking about Masha, at least not in a wrestling sense. Like, we won't be talking about her matches. I doubt it. Something other controversial happens, we may talk about that. But
Yeah, I mean it's an ugly situation, for sure, and my best wishes goes out to Akira, who has clearly been going through a lot of feelings over the past couple days, and having complete strangers like us see this aspect of his life that was clearly really, really damaging. It's really tough, and it sucks, and I don't wish that on anybody. I mean, as far as I think we might have talked about some of Masha's work before a little bit on our previous show, and I don't recall exactly what we said about her, but obviously it was not without this knowledge in mind, and with this knowledge in mind, I would like to retract any potential accolades that I had given her in the past. There's just absolutely no room for somebody like that in the professional wrestling scene that I would like to see today. I'll just put it like
For
that.
sure.
So
I 100% agree,
and that hopefully that's we can let this sit, and Akira moves on from it, and has a fruitful career after this.
Yeah.
So
Sure. I've actually been a fan of Akira for a little bit. Back when I was a lot bigger on the indies, I saw him come up in the deathmatch scene, and I don't know, it made me a little sad. I mean, definitely a lot sad to really see all this. I hope they're doing well. I hope he can, heal and come back to the ring if he wants, or whatever else. It's just sad to hear, and it's sad, like you said, that people are more focused on condemning Masha than making sure that Akira's all right and has the time and space they need to relax a little bit, let it just let it go over time.
For sure. There's not really any good that comes out of this, especially because the way it was revealed, it wasn't like Akira putting this out; it was somebody else. Which that's what I think is on top of obviously all the abuse is very hard for this. Is I don't think he necessarily wanted all this information to be out. It's a huge violation of privacy. I think he's happy for the support, obviously, but trying to move past it. But nobody wants that to happen for anybody. But I do think, at least career-wise, outside of this, things we're starting to look up for. What am I glitching out again?
It's cutting out a little bit.
Okay. Well, it's not cutting out on mine. I see you both cheesing over here. Okay. Well, I guess I'll sound like a robot to you guys, but it's going to sound great to the listeners. But career-wise.
If you're sure about that, that'll be fine.
I mean, I'm recording my own separate audio in my computer, so. But.
Okay, great.
Career-wise for Akira, things are. I mean, I think he just got a feature in PWI recently, the issue I bought with Willow, so that's pretty nice. And I think he's starting to take more bookings recently, so hopefully we can move onwards and upwards for him.
Yeah, he was the top champ in Big Japan. The big deathmatch promotion over there, just not too recently. I think maybe sometime last year. I think he's got, the potential to have a continued kind of upward growth. Obviously, assuming that he, takes the time to look after himself primarily first. So,
but yeah, that's it for controversies this week. Now let's actually move into there's other stuff, but we're not going to cover that. If you want to talk about Gail Kim, you can go look at her Twitter, and every other interaction she's had with them.
Yeah.
We are
not a Twitter podcast.
But
absolutely not.
What do you want to do? You want to do New Japan, AEW, or DPW first?
Y'all go ahead and do DPW since we're talking about more fringe stuff right now.
Yeah. So, on last Sunday at 4 p.m., DPW's Battle of the Best 2020, or not Battle of the Best, Carolina Classic 2025 premiered.
Well, you're kind of not wrong.
They did have the Battle of the Best final, which was, we'll get into that. But Carolina Classic 2025, one of their big annual events. Their one of the two tournaments they run with Battle of the Best that did. I don't think they originally were both supposed to end at the same time, but that's just the way it ended up being with travel issues. But we saw a one-night tournament featuring 8 participants, 4 qualifying matches that will all lead to a 4-way at the end. That is survival of the fittest style elimination. Our first match was LeBron Cozone versus Eric Stevens. How do you feel about this match, Cooper?
Oh, I love this. I thought this was surprised, by the way. I'm gonna say I loved this for like pretty much all the tournament matches on that show. But this was, I think, a great choice of opener. Certainly, DPW have reintroduced Eric Stevens to a lot of people. I know that he was on, I think the Beast Coast show last month, teaming with VIF. But this singles effort against Cozone really, I think, showed folks what he could do and why he's seen as kind of that in that same era of indie stalwarts coming out of early 2000s ROH, as Roderick Strong, who will be involved with him later on at Super Battle. It was revealed. But yeah, and Cozone, obviously the national champion in DPW, is just on a run like no other right now. Had maybe the sickest looking ball game to Eric Stevens that I've ever seen. Eric just like completely scorpioned himself, it looked like, selling that one. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a real
for sure. I completely agreed. And the strong match they announced after this, with basically Stevens like, Cozone, you're good, you're better than me now, but I'm not done with you. I need to sharpen my tools here. I need to get back on my game, and calling out Strong as like a way to put him back into the right way. Like, I don't think he's going into that thinking he can beat Roderick, but like, he needs to get better. But I like that type of wrestling, but also I wanted to pitch. We did this on our previous podcast whenever Nigel and Brian were wrestling for the first time. Me and you, Cooper, went back through all of their matches. Would you be interested?
Yes, that's right.
Maybe we invest in a month of Honor Club to rewatch every Eric Stevens versus Roderick Strong match before we get to Super Battle in October. I feel like that would be a fun something to do. It's like a kind of reliving,
Yeah, 100%. It's been a while since I've watched any of those. I obviously I didn't watch the rivalry as it happened. I was a very small child at the time. I was not watching ROH in 2005. I was watching Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Heck yeah.
But,
we should do a Dino Thunder podcast.
Hey man,
reliving that's so
Dino
true.
Thunder.
I could do it right now.
This is what Strong Style is now, guys. Get ready.
Hey man, Tommy Oliver was busting out some super kicks
in that black
in that
costume,
one, if I recall.
Yeah, good stuff.
But no, the Eric Stevens Roderick Strong feud is like one of the defining ones in that era of the company, and really, I think, solidified the ROH style, which I love so much. So yeah, I would love to absolutely run it back.
For sure. I also wanted to shout out, for the CPW event, I love whenever they do the Carolina Classic and they have all these sit downs with the wrestlers before the matches.
Oh yeah, those interviews are so
and it
well
really
done.
Like contextualizes like how important the tournament is, and like what you need to know about every wrestler going into like why they want this chance. Obviously, everybody wants the title, but like what the tournament means to them. Some of them, a lot of them, being from Carolina in the first place. Or making DPW their home. So
yeah, you get a good look into the relationships between them two, and yeah, I mean, it's just such a good way to refresh folks on not just the tournament lineup, but also kind of like the stories going in it.
But then after that, I believe we went to no. This was Jake something versus JD Drake. Um,
Oh my god.
Hoss is the one word I have to say about this match. Hoss. JD Drake had such an interesting attire here for me because normally Drake either does trunks or he has a singlet like he had here, but he had just a plain black singlet, black knee pads, and black boots. And at certain angles, they looked like they were like all put together like a Vader costume, but at other angles you could see his skin. It was very weird. I mean, it was a cool looking attire, but like I was like, wait, this isn't
Yeah.
all connected at times. I was like, this is throwing me off.
Yeah. I do prefer JD Drake, just with the trunks, just, letting it hang. But yeah, he did look like a very like classic old school
Yep.
territory guy.
See, I think he looked like an absolute monster with this one. I love this attire. It's my favorite attire I've ever seen him in. Mainly because I just love anything that looks like Vader. So I'm like, Vader! But yeah,
That's
this
fair.
match
That's fair.
was awesome, man. I mean, they were just beating the ever-loving crap out of each other. To the point where I really love the commentary selling it like, maybe they don't want to hit each other as hard because they have a tournament final like in an hour. But
Yeah.
And I love. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I make a? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I was just gonna make an observation about Jake something that I've had for a while now. Is that he is in my mind the last true disciple of what I call Dudes Rock wrestling. It does not really matter. Like when I watch a Jake something match, I do not care a thing in the world about connective tissue or psychology or anything. I just want to see the big man do cool moves, and he does. and he does them. He just strings them all together in pretty quick succession, and it rocks. I mean, it's the same way that I watch Mike Awesome matches. Like that's the closest comparison I can give to him.
I mean, the only other wrestler I think recently I could say that like is like that for me, and this has been a while, is Keith Lee. Like I just want to see the big man move. I want to see the big man hit the big moves. Yeah.
Prime Keith Lee.
Insane. But 100% Jake Lee. I mean, not Jake Lee. Jake something.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Everywhere we look.
Something.
That's sorry.
But I did like too JD Drake yelling at the crowd, "What's his name?" and them yelling back before chopping him in the chest. I really love too, like, yes,
JD Drake's a really good trash talker,
blue collar
man.
strong that man is. Can you believe it? But yeah, this was awesome. Something, of course, picks up the win and moves to the tournament final to defend his Carolina Classic crown. But I mean, a great showing by Drake. Again, like, the Workhorsemen are one of the most underutilized acts, I think, in all of wrestling, in AEW and DPW. Like, at any moment, I would not be shocked with either of them picking up singles titles or winning the tag team championships because they're that good, you know? But it just feels like they're kind of in both companies, like AEW and DPW. At times, they've held the tag team titles before, but now they feel like this people that are like, you know, they're good, but they're never gonna get like that big of a push, you know? Because I mean, like, you even saw Anthony Henry last show wrestle Priest for the title, but like there was never a moment where you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna win. He has a chance of winning, you know. But they're always gonna be just phenomenal
for sure.
For sure. I would like to see them get a push in AEW, and I would not mind seeing either of them pick up singles titles in DPW. So, but speaking of that and the Workhorsemen, we go to our next tournament match. To the moon himself, Mr. Trevor Lee versus the aforementioned Anthony Henry. I love Trevor Lee, man. I don't know about you, Coop, but that's my boy right there. That is
TNA superstar Trevor Lee.
That is Pro Wrestling Guerrilla wrestler Trevor Lee right there.
Well, that's how he would be.
I know, yeah.
Announced in PWG was as TNA superstar Trevor Lee, which was the best bit of heel work. But But yeah, his indie work, just across the board, but particularly this last indie run where he's been working pretty much, I think, exclusively with DPW,
He's done
has
some
been
like
really, really
prestige
great.
shows, I think, or Revolver or something like that, but mostly DPW. In the same vein, they're all connected kind of thing. But he is like the sweat. I don't know if he oils himself up before the match, but he's like the sweatiest guy of all time. Like he is always glistening in the match. Like including they had like a moment where he's like on top, and Henry finally chops him, and then like a whole like explosion of water comes off of his body. It's like insane. I don't know if he like douses himself before the matches or something, but he just looks crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
he
He's just
pre-games
dumping
that.
buckets
Yeah,
of water
absolutely.
onto his chest and his body before he walks out. But yeah, I think Lee's heel work is always so good. I really liked him trying to get the crowd to move out of their chairs and then just throwing Henry back into the ring. And like the low blow into his finish was just so smooth. The way he like quickly turned around the ref, got the opportunity before the ref turned back around. I mean, it looked flawless, which I think very few wrestlers nowadays can make a low blow like that moment look so quick and that well, because a lot of times, a lot of those are setups where you got the ref knocked, you're expecting it, but like I'm still shocked that maybe he only wants to do the indies. I don't think he would want to go back to TNA. I think he does kind of want to go back. Maybe he had mentioned that, like that was his dream, but like I'm shocked he's not doing something in, Japan, or if he's not signed to like Ring of Honor or something by now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want him to stay in DPW kind of selfishly. I mean, I understand like that obviously, financially that might not be the best idea for him, but selfishly as a fan, I think that's where he does his best work, is in those, very tight, intimate crowds. And I think signing to any televised promotion right now in America, I think the nuances of what he does might get lost.
I agree, but it's just like, I don't know. I think it could work in Ring of Honor. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see him as like a full AEW guy, but I could definitely see him as like a ROH guy, someone like TV champ, but we'll see. I'd like to see him go work in like Japan or WXW. That'd be fun. Go do a Japanese indie. Go to DDT or something.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, DDT would love him. Him and Denshiko Dino would just be a truly depraved match.
Okay, this is aside from what we're talking about right now, but I just remembered it. The first Joshi wrestler is going to enter the 16 karat gold this year. Chihiro Hashimoto has been announced as an entry for 16 karat gold, and I wanted to hear what your thoughts would be on that. You too.
I don't. Cooper, Chihiro is from Sendai Girls, right?
Yes, that's her home promotion.
Yeah, I've seen her in a couple matches just when she does an odd stardom appearance, and she seems to be very good. I haven't searched out too much of her stuff. I think I saw that announcement too, though. I thought it was cool. I like to peek in on 60 karat gold every year. It's a really fun tournament, and I think that's cool. Is she the first time a woman has entered into it or not?
I don't know if it's a woman. When it was phrased, it said Joshi, so I'm sure probably someone like Tessa has entered it before or something like that back in the day, but I can't think of one, so or actually I think another redacted. I think Masha entered it before, so, but in my eyes, she's the first woman to enter the 60 karat gold tournament. But yeah.
If for not only Jack but folks listening who might not be familiar with Chihiro Hashimoto's work, generally speaking, and I'm not like super knowledgeable either, but the best stuff that I've seen from her, because I don't watch a ton of Sendai Girls stuff at all, really. Like when there's a really big match, I'll maybe tune in, I like for Meiko Satomura's retirement. I watched that, but otherwise I'll dip out for most of the year. Chihiro Hashimoto though is a pretty constant regular on the Suri-ism shows that Suri produces, and in both in tags and in single stuff there, I think is some of the best, not just women's, like just best wrestling of the respective years that those shows have been put on.
For sure. But yeah, let's get back to DPW. Trevor Lee picks up the win. He moves on to the tournament final at the end of the show. We had our last qualifying match being heavyweight hustle Calvin Tankman versus Prime Cindric Alexander, who I think officially signed the TNA full-time the other weekend or something like that, which means he was in the invasion. It is very funny that invasion was just literally all former WWE talent and Mance Warner.
Matt Cardona. They finally made his return.
It was literally all, and I don't even think Cardona's signed by TNA too. He just wanted to get an excuse to be back in WWE. It is funny that it's literally every single person was like a former WWE person except for Mance Warner, which is like the funniest person they could have to represent TNA. He's only been there for maybe like very recently too. When's the GCW invasion? They're going to do a GCW invasion too, and he's going to be on both sides.
I saw someone say like they brought in the entire 24/7 championship division. No, it was a very funny visual. Like that's all been TNA's MO for like the past 5-6 years, but seeing it actually on WWE TV is just
especially because like Cindric literally was released like this year.
It would have been just a couple of months ago.
But
very recent.
Yeah, that's a funny visual. I will say I'm very happy we're getting Leon Slater versus Javon Evans out of it for the exhibition title. That's like the one good thing, I'll watch that match somewhere, somehow.
Bouncy he showed up on SmackDown this week too.
I was waiting to see if the DPW boys tweeted about it. No, they didn't. Imagine if that match in DPW and how much better it would have been in front of an actual great crowd. But anyway, moving back, Calvin Tankman, Cindric Alexander. I really love the story they were telling that like Cindric's the outsider who just expected to come in and become king.
Are you saying Cindric?
Am I saying it wrong?
Logan? Are you saying Cindric? Like with an N
I'm saying
in there?
Cindric. No, I said Cindric, yeah. I did say Cindric.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the N, yeah, I definitely said that. When they were like Cindric, I'm like, what am I saying wrong? Is that not? It's Cedric. Look, I'm mispronouncing. All right, I'm just going to call him Prime because that's what they were calling him on DPW's commentary team. Prime over here.
That is true. I've never heard him called that before, and yet they called him that.
I think that's like his new nickname he's trying to get over, and that's easier for me to pronounce. So I'm gonna stick with Prime Alexander because Cedric. Did I get that right? Okay. Well, Prime Alexander came in and expected to be the king of DPW, just to walk all over everyone. And Calvin Tankman, the former world champion, is not letting that happen. So much so that he's talking mad crap the whole match while he is just beating Cedric down. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Alexander also going for like his strength spots and just not being able to get him on Tankman at all. I think he got one German off, but like everyone's like lumbar check. He's like, he ain't hitting that. He is not hitting the lumbar check at all.
Yeah.
And I love I think it's something good. I'm hoping that Alexander keeps working, even though he got a TNA deal, he keeps working a lot of DPW shows, because I think there could be a very interesting story with him, like not being as good as he thought he was and having to build himself back up until like winning, a national title. I don't think he'll win the world title, but like, I could definitely see him winning national title or something like that. But I don't know with him signing that TNA deal how many more appearances he's going to have in DPW. You know, it could be like he keeps appearing, or it could be like I'm done with the Indies now. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. I do think that in his DPW run so far, that Cedric has kind of struggled to find his footing a little bit, which, as you mentioned, it has kind of become part of the story. I think now that they've realized that. But I don't know how much of that was pre-planned or how much of it was legitimately just like him going back to this environment and being unfamiliar with it. So I would really love to see him, make an investment in it, so to speak, because I think that the potential upside, if he sticks with it and maybe gets more involved, like I get to very easily see him maybe like being the one to take the national title off of Kozone or something like that, and get a little bit more buzz behind his name before being guy number 3 in the NXT invasion, so.
But yeah, it was a very good match, very hard hitting, and Tankman of course moves on, which means our tournament finals is LeBron Kozone versus Jake Something versus Trevor Lee versus Calvin Tankman. And I mean, as a promoter, you cannot book this tournament any better than having 4 guys with a huge history with Adam Priest, good and bad, in the finals. To because you got Trevor, who's like Priest's best friend, but that's going to implode at some point right now. And then you have Tankman, who he was the one that Priest beat to get the title. You have Something that Priest beat recently, and he's the one who relinquished the title that Priest got in the first place. And then, of course, Kozone, who beat, his national title win was over Priest. I personally, watching the event, not knowing the results, was rooting for Kozone because, that's my boy. But, I was like, any of these guys would be a perfect win here to go into Super Battle. But, yeah, we'll get to that tournament final later on. We then go to a tag match. DPW recently have been investing in a younger wrestler who I believe is trained by Kozone or not. Is Manny Lowe trained by? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, a lot of these Kozone train. I mean, they basically just have like a pipeline once they start wrestling for a while to get into DPW. And I have found this storyline very interesting where it's like he's a total heel, but he's trained by Kozone and the good guy. So it's like, is he going to find the light or is he going to keep doing what he's doing? He keeps looking for a tag partner, and he has tagged with both Tankman and Kozone in the past. Both of them are literally in the tournament tonight, and they're like, we're already wrestling 2 matches. We're not going to wrestle a tag match that you got yourself into. And him turning to the dark side and getting Priest as his partner, I think was hilarious. Plus, I think it works well for Priest's character too, because he's someone who will get as many allies as he can just so he can use them as fodder, like the whole Trevor Lee friendship, it's like, if it's beneficial for me, I'll do it kind of thing. And this is something where it's like, my title's not on the line here in this tag match. I wasn't booked. If I tag here, I can have him in my corner for later on. And like, again, if he has someone where he ever has to face Kozone again, he can have Manny Lowe as someone that can help him out. Or make Kozone hesitate. I think it's a very well put together. It's a basic story, it's not something that's like rewriting the book, but DPW does these like tried and true wrestling stories so well that it feels refreshing, especially because like a lot of like nowadays stories just get, I feel like a lot of times AEW's done a very well job at like simplifying it down, but like you have to have like some stupid reason to fight where it's like you don't necessarily, you can just have a match to have a match and then tell a story through that, tell a story through this guy who's supposed to be good and isn't. But yeah, this was fun. They wrestled Bo Dash, which is a team of Bojack and Morgan Dash, who I am shocked haven't, like, did they wrestle in the tag festival?
I don't think they did. They weren't really like of established team at that point. Like they had done some stuff in trios tags before. But Tag Festival was much more about like VIF, Grizzled Young Veterans, like those kinds of like full teams. And Bodash, I think really, I think they just got their name on this show.
They wrestled Manny before at the start of the storyline. It was him and Drake versus Bodash, and they've done a couple like trios and stuff like this. At this point, like I feel like especially for Bojack, who's already won the world's title as the first world's champion, there's not like much. They don't seem to be investing as him as much. And you have a younger guy, like I wouldn't be shocked if they get like a tag team run and to start building them up. So I'd just be interested to see how far they could go with this tag team kind of thing, because I do think it works. Big guy, little guy teams always work, but if done right.
Oh yeah, they're very fun to watch. I will say that,
but,
absolutely.
Priest and Manny Low ends up picking up the win with a double low blow before hitting the finisher. And Manny Low, I love the celebration between them two, and they started hugging each other and jumping up and down in front of the crowd. Look, say what you want about that rat bastard Adam Priest, that dang Alabama fan who's a scourge onto the somewhat great state of Alabama. Great. There's pockets of great people here, but like that man knows how to stooge better than anybody. I'll give him that. That's why I love. I will say I do enjoy him being just, stooging for everybody and being down to do stupid stuff. So, and make himself look weak to make his opponent look strong. But yeah, we go from there to the Battle of the Best 3-way finals, which originally was supposed to be 2 semifinal matches that ended up getting thrown in one. Danny Luna had travel issues, so instead of having those 2 semifinals, they just went ahead and had the finals with Queen Abanana, Mei Saruga, and Yu wrestling for the 2025 Battle of the Best Tournament Championship, which is just a giant trophy. Last year was won by Luna, which ended up winning her the DPW Women's Championship. So I was very sad. Obviously, we're big Danny Luna marks in this podcast and not see her there. I'm interested to see how the storyline goes from here, with her literally missing the tournament just because of travel issues and like what they do with her, especially because like she's been on kind of like this finding herself kind of thing with the whole losing her title to Nicole Matthews. Now she can't even compete for that tournament final. I like to see where they go from here, but this match is pretty good.
Yeah, that's you have a built-in storyline too for when Danny gets back, that plays into her mounting insecurities since losing the title, and what I think might be interesting, I don't think they're gonna go with this, but I think could be cool, is that somebody else who has felt slighted in the DPW women's division lately and who has had it out for Danny Luna has been Hyan, who hired Nicole Matthews essentially to take out Danny, and then that turned against her, with Nicole ending up winning the belt, which was not in Hyan's plans. And so I would be interested to see if maybe a paranoid and insecure Danny Luna maybe find some solace in a paranoid and insecure Hyan, and maybe we get like a unlikely
for sure.
Team there.
I definitely think that would be. I think that would be a very good storyline, and I think it's already has the seeds for that. I was very happy to see Aminata win. I'm very excited for that match at Super Battle between her and Nicole Matthews. Mei Saruga, I mean, I don't know how you can't. Go ahead.
Oh, I think this was a star-making performance for Mei Saruga, who I've seen like maybe like 2 tag matches with her, but she is like so expressive. She is like the most expressive wrestler I've ever seen, and was just
she's one of those wrestlers you watch and I'm like, I don't know how you don't have a smile on your face the whole time you're watching her wrestle, because she is like, there's some wrestlers who like their whole thing is like, they aren't the strongest stuff like that. But like she's a very good wrestler who's also just very expressive, and is able to get the crowd into it and have a smile on her face and stuff like that. She of course is trained by Emi Sakura, who she had her, I think, quarterfinals match against at, was it at Beast Coast? Yeah. But I've seen her a couple times. I've watched her in Choco Pro, which is very different from this. But, I was very happy to see her, and I hope she sticks around and gets booked in DPW more often. It's my hope, personally. I wouldn't mind seeing her become a future DPW Women's Championship down the line. But, yeah. Anything else you want to say about that match, Coop?
Well, I think Aminata winning was the right choice, for sure. And loved the ways in which her and May and you at various points, all of them tried teaming up with all of each other to try and get the advantage here. But Aminata, I think it might be complicated because she is a fully signed with AEW kind of person, and so I don't know how much she can devote to DPW, but she brings a very unique, extremely hard-hitting style to her matches that I think would pair up well with a lot of the women that they have on their roster.
It'll be interesting to see, because Aminata is someone that so far, like, everyone's been like the upside on her. She's so good, but like she hasn't gotten a title win or like a very big push in AEW or Ring of Honor as much. I mean, she's been, she had the chance of winning the TV title for the first time. She lost to Billy. And she wrestled Athena and, of course, lost there. She wrestled in this Tekla feud and lost to that, I don't even know if she's had a pay-per-view TBS or World Championship match yet. She's only had, like, Dynamite and Collision appearances. But it's someone that, like, everybody watches, like, the upside is crazy. So if she does win this, I wouldn't be shocked if she does get a little run here in DPW. If she does, I really would like to see what a title reign would look like on her, because I feel like we haven't got to see that, at least in a bigger spotlight, in a bigger indie company, or in, obviously, AEW or Ring of Honor.
Yeah, for sure. Give it a test run, see how she handles it, and maybe that'll give Tony Khan some ideas.
For sure. But then we go to the Carolina Classic Finals. Trevor Lee, LeBron Cozone, Calvin Tankman, and Jake something. Start this off elimination style. I thought this match was pretty good. I think I liked all of the qualifiers better than this actual tournament final. Because I think, again, it's a different thing. Like, 4-ways are harder to do. And I'm more of a, just a single. I think any multi-man match most of the time, it's harder to choreograph and plan. But again, when you have these four who already have set storylines with the champ, and I loved how they used this to set up storylines for Super Battle, especially with like Tankman eliminating Kozone, because again, like Tankman's someone that he's already won the title at this point. He's won a national title. He hasn't won Carolina Classic, but like other than that, there's not much he can do as a single star that he hasn't already done at DPW. So I think, but him and Kozone, I don't know if they've had a match that I can think of. Not something. Kozone and Tankman.
Maybe, but it would have been a while ago.
They're both at where they're at now.
Yeah.
And I think this is someone that, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Tankman at Super Battle takes that title off of Kozone. But I also think it'd be such a huge notch in Kozone's reign if he's able to beat Tankman here. And then, I think Trevor Lee eliminated Tankman next, right? Or am I
wrong? You are right, because Trevor Lee was... I think, the finals were Trevor and something.
But yeah, you want to take it from here, Coop? I've been talking a lot, so I want to let you break this down a little bit.
Oh well, I mean, I can't tell you like the specifics of the match or anything. I didn't make notes during it. I did like it a lot. I think similar to what you were saying. Yeah, the most interesting thing about it was less so the outcome of the match and what was happening in the match, as much as the ways that it was setting up these different lines for Super Battle and what each of them could do after. But that being said, I think that giving something the back-to-back Carolina Classic wins is a real sign of where they see him, and that they do still really want to give him a good big push, despite the injury that halted his title reign last year. I think that even though I don't think that he's going to take the belt off of Priest, but the Priest reign, I think, is very much coming into a head. And that choice of final two with Lee in it as well might be a sign of things to come. As for Trevor and Adam's relationship, because you can only have so many chicken shit hillbillies in one team before things get testy. So they might be all chummy and everything now, but it's very much two snakes with each other. So but yeah, really great show overall, and I think this is honestly probably a really good jumping on point for a lot of people with DPW too.
100%, and especially heading into their biggest event of the year in Super Battle, which is shaping up. I mean, you got that Strong Stevens match. You got Aminata for the women's title against Nicole Matthews, who's been having an amazing run this whole 2025. You got something Priest, this feud that's been built for basically a year now. They've already ran one before with referee's decision stoppage, so it wasn't like something got pinned or submitted. And you got it in a steel cage, which I think they've done a steel cage once or twice before.
Yeah.
I think
if they have, I wasn't watching that.
Wrestled in a cage at one point. But like that's going to be huge. And of course you got there was something else that they've already. Oh yeah, Kozone and Tankman themselves for the national title. I mean, this is shaping up to possibly be already I think the best indie card of the year is going to be a DPW show, and I think this might be it. If everything goes well. So.
Yeah, which I mean, with history as a precedent, it probably will. Last year's Super Battle was definitely a show of the year contender. I believe that had the FTR
match, yes.
Match on it.
Whew. Oh baby.
Yeah. And I think Masato Tanaka
for the DPW
fought Priest.
Yep.
I think.
Yes. And that's where they had something beat Tankman for the title. So I actually see something winning this year. I think something's going to win it. And maybe Priest gets it back, or I could also see Priest doing other stuff. I would be shocked if they actually keep running that Priest and Lee team for them winning the tag titles off of Miracle Generation. Because again, they are that babyface
that
team.
could be something.
Or also, the difference is something's in TNA, but he's not like a main fixture of it. Priest is starting to get more and more time in Ring of Honor and AEW that I could see him cutting down his time in DPW because of that. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I know that the FTR guys really like him and would probably like to work with him more. But I do think there's more meat on the bone with him as DPW champ right now. I would absolutely like to I would like to see a lot more people stick around in DPW and in the Indies as a whole than they are
if
seemingly
he
right
does
now.
get stuck in AW, you got to blame Brian Danielson, who says he's like the best wrestler on the Indies. So there you go. But yeah, let's leave DPW for now. Let's go fly all the way across the world to Japan. Destruction in Kobe was today, and I want
It was. It was just a few
it
hours ago,
was. And
actually.
as the one person
Yeah.
who watched the show from start to
hmm
finish, Jack, I'm gonna let you lead the
Oh.
discussion.
Before we touch on destruction, I want to mention one quick thing. The day before, on Saturday in the afternoon, here it was like 9:30 to 12, but in Japan it was in the afternoon. Stardom had a show in Corkin, their biggest ever, and they put it free on YouTube in case y'all haven't watched it. It was a really great main event. It seemed to get a lot of traction on socials and stuff. A lot of people ended up watching, and Saya Kamitani, the ace pretty much of Stardom right now, ended up winning that old New Japan Strong Purple Women's Championship to become double champion along with their World Championship, defeating Azumi in the main event. It was a great match, and it was interesting the way I'm interested in the way like Strong is slowly being dissolved. So
Yeah.
that's the reason I'm bringing it up. Did y'all know
Yeah.
that like it's pretty much probably dead
I mean,
forever?
Yeah.
I knew that they have not announced any like actual like U.S. shows or any independent strong promotions or matches in a very very long time.
Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5 months now. I just thought it was interesting. Like, I was thinking when I was watching that, it's really funny different ways the three strong championships have been like living it up after the show stopped. Where in Stardom, it's become like a serious top belt that, of course, just main evented this huge show and got won by their ace and their top champion. And in like the men's openweight championship, is hardly ever acknowledged, and it's just Ishii carrying it around on AEW TV and when he does his tag matches. And then the tag championships are being defended in CMLL by the TJP, who is like hates New Japan and is always crying about them on Twitter. Him and Templario,
Yeah,
they've just been defending them in Mexico. It's like I wonder if they just
they're
said
more
anyone can do
Yeah, I
whatever
was.
they want with them.
the tag belts are more
That's
MLW
true.
belts at this point, aren't they?
I know, yeah, they're in Mexico and
I was
MLW.
wondering.
It's
I was like,
hilarious.
I didn't even remember. I'm like, was Ishii the strong champion? I don't. Did he even? Did he even bring it?
He still is.
He did beat Gabe Kidd.
He beat Gabe Kidd.
He beat Kid, and then no, he never got a defense after
Did he
that.
even
That was on the
bring
last
it
show.
with him to out like in this tag title match? I don't remember him coming out with it.
No, he didn't. I don't think so.
Cobb came out with like a
I just think it's
indie belt from I forget what promotion. Whenever he was in New Japan, they'll let you come out with whatever. You tell me he's not coming out with their belt?
they let you. Yeah, I know. It's just funny. Like it's. I think they just really decided for those last couple champions, they were just like, okay, you can do whatever with this now. That's how it feels. It's really.
I mean, when you to be fair, Strong as an entity is such a relic of both COVID wrestling and B New Japan's like attempted American expansion stuff from like 2017. Like it's like in the same realm as like that G1 special in California that they did a while back ago. Like and it seems so much like an artifact of a period
Yeah.
that's over
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's smart to kind of just give it up for now for what it's worth. It's just funny how it's all happened without like any kind of bang or anything. It's just fizzled
For
out.
sure. But
To get onto the show, yeah, Destruction of Kobe happened earlier today. Kobe World Hall with an attendance of 4,672, which is kind of interesting. Obviously, New Japan is in a bit of a downturn right now. Everyone's talking about that, and it's like a publicized thing. It's not hidden or anything. But for whatever reason, Destruction in Kobe is like the only show that has consistently grown in attendance over the past couple years since the pandemic, even if it's like incremental. So I just think
Did
that's kind of
did
funny.
this show sell better than Dominion?
Dominion might have just hit
This did, like-
5,000, but either, yeah, not
This
did-
too
yeah.
much worse.
I was about to say they're like about on
All
the same
I'm saying
level.
is
Yeah.
the Written Arena main
Yeah.
event this year did better than the Naito main event last year. So who's the bigger draw?
It was also way better. It was sold out September.
Don't disrespect Great O'Con like that, man. He did not
They disrespect him constantly
he
on
did not
the
lose
show,
to
on the
Tanahashi
product.
in a clean sweep to let you disrespect him like that.
Anyways, to get on with it, to start, we had 10-man tag. It was Desperado and Yoshihashi and Umino and Uemura defeat the cavalcade of House of Torture, Togo, Doki and Sho, and Evil and Sonata. It seems like they're kind of gearing up for World Tag League a little bit because they're setting up these teams. Maybe Despy and Yo will team up this year. Obviously, Doki and Sho are now a team. And then on the heavyweight side, they've been making sure Evil and Sonata are pairing up a lot more than normal. I figure they're going to reunite their tag team for the World Tag League this year. And then, of course, the big Umino Uemura unit that's the alliance that's being formed. We'll talk about that more later. But that's just, I think this match that was a big part of it, was just getting people adjusted to seeing different groups together. On top of that, after Desperado defeated Yo at the show before Destruction, they decided to go back to the Doki feud. That's another reason this match ended up happening. I figure he's going to be challenging him at King of Pro Wrestling in like 2.5 weeks. I was surprised. I thought they were going to hold off on that match until Wrestle Kingdom and run it back. But the crowd seemed really into it. And even though Doki has had this annoying heel turn, it's still a money match that we really didn't get to see because of that injury. So I'm excited to see it be run back.
It was like the biggest pop of the match was their like face down
For
at each
sure.
other. So there's absolutely money in there, and I for one would like to see the match that I got cheated out of in Wrestle Kingdom.
No doubt. It'd be really fun to, run with that for a long time. You could even, it's a pretty heated feud at this point. I know it's New Japan, it's not Lucha or anything, but you could run that, as a mask versus match. It'd be huge. It'd be really fun to see these guys just go at it for a long time. Next up, we had that aforementioned Tanahashi final road match. He defeats Great O'Khan, 7 minutes 45. This was nothing, and it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I don't know why this has happened to O'Khan. We could just say it pretty much every pay-per-view, but yeah, he's fallen down the ladder completely, hasn't he, boys?
This is the fault purely of Tanahashi. Let's not put this on the uniter of the fiefdoms. All right.
Okay.
He is such a king, and he always will be, despite how he's used. So.
I don't know the crowd can get behind him. We proved that last year. I don't know the unwillingness to ever do anything with O'Khan. He's got a weird little produce show coming up on the 3rd. I just noticed that today. I wonder what that'll be about. It's like some VTuber collab or something like that.
Based.
Oh my god, of course it is.
Yeah. But anyways, Tanahashi gets a win going to his final match. I guess they probably just want to give him some momentum so he doesn't seem like a total schlub when he goes into that retirement match, whatever it is. It's getting about time to announce the opponent. I hope, maybe it'll happen at this next pay-per-view. But I wonder who it may be.
I mean,
still have
it's
really
pretty
no
obvious
idea.
who it's going to be. Yudo Ice.
Logan.
Oh,
Did you not listen to the commentary the last 7 shows? What is his dream, Jack? What is his dream?
no. Oh, yeah, they're both from Gifu. Yeah, sure. Why not?
He's gonna
That'd be the most
he
exciting thing
got
they
those
could do.
tag titles. He's immediately gonna stop wrestling as a tag team, becomes a single star, and retire Tanahashi. So there you go.
He's got to prove
better than a lot
finally
of
once and
options.
for all that he is the baddest man to come out of Gifu high school.
For sure.
Next on the card, we had the never open weight match, the Logan's most anticipated match of the show. Oleg Boltin defeats Don Fale in 5 minutes for the
Dang it!
championship.
I quit this stupid podcast.
Fale. It was pretty much what we all kind of figured. It was just an easy, quick match to get Oleg to do some exciting power moves. They ran. It was actually funny. They ran Fale's old theme, but they cut out the underboss clip, so it was just the instrumental. And I was like waiting for it, but it never came.
It was so
Not
weird.
the underboss anymore.
Underboss.
Oh.
I just the old man Fale like attire, by the way, is the most perfect thing in all of professional wrestling. I love
really funny.
that he it just came out from the golf course literally to fight Bolton Oleg.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's underboss moves, man.
Oh man.
He should just start dressing up as Tony Soprano. Yeah.
He did start
Pretty much.
in his backstage comments. His backstage comments this tour, he started ending every promo with "forget about it." So there's that too.
Forget about it.
You guys got to go check it out.
And you
It's
saying
good
you
stuff,
did not
really.
want this guy to win the title, Jag.
I cannot stand
He had
the
to
thought,
finish the
honestly.
story. He's never done it before.
They said Charlton was like getting upset about it on commentary. He was like, this is really ridiculous. Fale has not won a singles match that wasn't against a young lion since 2020. He has no right.
What?
I was like,
No,
yes, tell him.
Get the. Okay. Whoa.
Did that man not? Chris Charlton clearly did not watch his World Tag League matches with Caveman Ugg.
That was the last time the IWG Tag Team titles were defended successfully. By the way, was that match? Yeah, they said that.
Really?
I know.
Yeah, but
I know. He brought that up too.
Where are those young lions at now, though? I bet those young lions are in the main event. So Charlton can suck on that one. How about that?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Oleg didn't get a challenger after the match or anything. I wonder where he goes from here. He is still he's very popular, but he's kind of in a holding pattern now, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on.
He's kind of one of those guys now that they can sort of plug in and pair up with anybody really. He's in the Nakanishi
Sure, yeah.
right now. From back in 2001.
Yeah, that's a good show. Up next is the match I think most people are talking about. They finally actually, for the first time since as long as I can remember, they finally actually pushed Young Lions as soon as they came back. The Knockout Brothers won the tag team championships.
Finally.
They had a really good match. Yeah, they had a really, really good match with E.
This
moveset is great, and obviously the Ice's whole aura and character, he's got that down perfectly. And Oscar is a good heavy for him. They were a little green, a little sloppy. Some stuff didn't connect, but they're such a breath of fresh air, and their moveset is really cool. So I'm so happy about this.
Sorry, go ahet.
Yeah,
you got it. You got it,
no.
Guys.
The Knockout Brothers essentially come out. I mean, yeah, obviously I think the young lionness still kind of shows a little bit, but they make up for it so much in how distinct they are. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
It's not just that they're, you know, young guys coming back from excursion, and so people feel the need to push them. It's that they're young guys coming back from excursion who, like, really, I think, kind of know, like, what their new characters are very well, especially Yudo.
Yeah.
But and, you know, like, you contrast that with somebody like Shota, obviously, even like Uemura, still, I think, to a fair degree. Like, you know, yes, he's a great babyface, but you know, like, the Heat Storm thing is still kind of nebulous, I think. And, you know, so you know, you had this last crop of young lying guys who, upon coming back, were given sort of wishy-washy spaces. And so it's such a breath of fresh air to just see them slot somebody in and say, this is you, this is your role, do it. And they you know, sure enough, when you give somebody a clear direction, they might excel
For
at
sure.
it. So.
Yeah.
This is the one match I did watch on this card. Not because I've been avoiding New Japan, but it did air very late in the night. I was asleep, and then when I woke up this morning, I did not have enough time to run through the whole card. But I made my way to watch this one, and I think there couldn't have been a better, like, first big opponents for them, and Ishii and Taichi, who are just, I mean, they're both two just completely hard-hitting teams. And
Oh, dude, hats off to Taichi. I mean, that guy was putting in work for these
sure.
two.
And, like, the whole
sure.
thing just felt like it was, like, sometimes wrestling doesn't have to be crisp. Like, sometimes being sloppy is what makes it look, you know, like a struggle. Like, this match legit looked like a struggle, like, for both teams to just, you know. And I love the whole exchange between Yudo and Ishii, where Ishii kept trying to get him down, but he just would not go down until eventually he hit that big strike that just knocked him off his feet. I thought Oscar really impressed me a lot, too, in this match, I think, in a lot of his psychology. Because obviously everyone's talking about Yudo, deservedly so. But, I mean, as a big man, I could definitely – he's still green, but, like, if he tightens those up, I think he could be someone that, if they eventually do break up, like, I could see him doing very good in that never division, you know, maybe upwards of possible global, you know.
Sure, why not? I mean, we're still in the early stages, but they both clearly have a lot of promise. It's fun. I liked how the Knockout Brothers isn't just a name. Like, that was really their whole MMO was just headshot after headshot after headshot. It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kicks and boots and forearms, and even,
I mean, like, they
throwing, like, straight rights every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with that finish, like, I don't know how you cannot be called the Knockout Brothers.
For sure.
Which the variation of it too that Taichi and Ishii gave
that
to,
was awesome
to them
too.
Looked so gnarly. It was.
I really hope Taichi and Ishii weren't just a one-time team to get these guys over, because I would love to see them stick around, you know, in this new revitalized tag division that hopefully is coming.
For sure.
After the match, this is another breath of fresh air. You know, you can say what you will about Shota, obviously, but it's very exciting to me that their first challengers are going to be Umino and Uemura as a team. I think that's a super exciting match, and it's, you know, it is a big deal, just like it was a big deal for them to win the title. It's a big deal for New Japan to finally give us a championship feud, even if it's the tag championships. It's just all their next gen guys, you know. It's exciting.
For sure.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it does feel like maybe, like, you know, this is the step that they should have taken first.
Yeah.
But I will absolutely take it now.
Mm-hmm. And at Ryogoku too, it's gonna be a hot crowd. It's going to be exciting.
Mhm.
Um, After that, we got for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship for whatever reason. Hiromu Takahashi defeats Taiji Ishimori for the 20th time, maybe.
Oh, we didn't mention the
We
other
didn't.
Noah
I realized that. I'm
connection.
going to go back to that in a second. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, this match. We'll just get through it quickly. This wasn't. I mean, if you've seen a Hiromu versus Taiji Ishimori match, you've probably seen them all. They just did the hits, and it was fun, but it was only 10 minutes. It wasn't too special. What is interesting is that like Coop just said, I forgot to mention earlier after the Tanahashi match, we actually got an appearance from Kaito Kiyomiya. Came out and asked Tanahashi to tag with him at the upcoming Noah show in, I think, isn't that also in Sumo Hall, or am I wrong?
I don't remember where it is, but it's coming up fairly soon. It's their like big October show.
It's that same one that's in. Well, I'll spill. After the Hiromu Ishimori match, we got a run in from. What's his? I can't remember his first name. I don't watch enough Noah. Cooper, what's this man's name?
Oh, I didn't watch this match, so
You
I
didn't
don't
watch
know
the
who
match?
ran
It was
in.
the person. It's Ada, but I can't remember his first name. It's
I think he's just called Ada.
It's his name. Oh, that's why I'm confused. It's just EITA.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, why can't I remember this? Yeah, it's Hiromu versus Ada at that show, the same one that Kaito is tag teaming with with Tanahashi at. This is interesting, not because I'm particularly excited for these Noah matches, but because they haven't done a lot with Noah over the past year, and it seems like they're kind of all in on that partnership again. I wonder if they were a little worried for a little bit that like it wouldn't go over well with AEW or something, or maybe it's just I'm making stuff up. But it was really not like since Jake left and joined Bullet Club, they didn't do anything with Noah all year, and now Hiromu won the championship and they're all in with it again. It's just interesting to take note of stuff like that.
Yeah, the Noah connection, definitely, and really the whole of the was it United Japan Wrestling Federation thing that they tried out. I think the brief spell where it seemed like WWE was trying to make headway into
Yeah.
Japan with the Noah partnership, which is still ongoing, by the way.
Yeah.
Because Charlie Dempsey and some other I don't know doodle sploinks from NXT came in and tagged on a Noah show at the N1 finals. So obviously I think that they kind of you would have to be, I think, kind of naive to think that didn't contribute to them halting those like collab shows and stuff. But as for them seemingly restarting some of that now, I think that maybe that they because the WWE stuff has sort of fizzled out. Even though it's still a thing, WWE clearly does not care about it, really.
Yeah.
And they're not making an active effort right now. So, I think that they are just kind of testing the waters for it, and those all together shows were never like, big, like, big canonical storyline kind of things, but just the talent trading and the fact that you could see all these different stars on their respective big shows was enough of a draw for me that I got pretty excited about it when they first announced it. So good for Hiromu and the Kaido for being the ones to recross the forbidden door, I guess. So
Sure. And then, sorry, up next we had a match, we've seen a lot recently. It was Suji versus Finley. It was still really good, though. These guys, they are all in on their rivalry. They are not one to do what I just sort of got mad at Hiromu and Ishimori for doing. They do something a little different every time, and it's always very exciting, even when nothing's really on the line, like in this match. I love these two together. I wish that they would go further with it. I think this could have been like a Wrestle Kingdom main event this year. These guys are just such good rivals, and are also, you know, not criminally underused, but just a little bit beneath what I'd like them to be at in this company.
This was my match of the night for
Yeah.
the matches that I saw.
Sure.
And yeah, I think that both Yoda and Finley, I think they kind of I had mentioned this, I think, on our previous show when talking about Yoda, but I'm worried that they've kind of started seeing him in that late stage Nakamura
Yeah.
kind of phase.
As the white
Um,
guy.
Yeah. Which granted, both him and Finley are quite young, and there's still plenty of time to really get a proper main event feud out of it. But that just might not be where they see him. As unfortunate as that might be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this match other than that. It was really good. There was nothing really on the line or anything. It's sad that Finley keeps taking these L's. I wonder if that's going to lead anywhere or if he's just kind of having a bad year. It could be, I don't know. I wonder what he ends up doing in Wrestle Kingdom. Like, Suji's path seems clearer at this point, but I have no idea what Finley might end up doing.
I mean, there's still plenty of time. It could possibly be. I mean, Finley's not like he's a heel, but like he's like become like him and Gabe have switched positions. Have done like the as like in like a way that like he's like even though he's like still leans heel, he's not like as hated by the crowd as he was. He's kind of beloved now. I wouldn't be shocked if for some reason they don't do Goto and they go with Finley. Do I think it will happen? No, but it's like if you slot in, if you have Suji win the white belt, he isn't going to challenge for it. If you have, Heat Storm and what's his name, Shota in this tag team that either is going to win the tag titles or explode, and they'll probably feud till Kingdom. It's like none of the young guys. You basically have Goto and Finley. I wouldn't be shocked if for some reason they decide to go Finley over Goto, or if Goto wins it from Takeshita before Kingdom, and then they run that back as like the Wrestle Kingdom match. But I don't know. We'll see.
That's possible. That actually also makes me think, now that you mention Gabe, it's possible too that Suji ends up winning the white belt and goes on to do something else while they have Kid and Finley wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom, like against each other, like a breakup sort of thing. That actually would be interesting.
Maybe
if Kid really is on the way out after this year.
Yeah, it could be his loser leaves.
Loser joins the Death Riders.
Yeah. Speaking of, speaking of, right after that, we had Shingo versus Kid for the Global Heavyweight Championship. And it was very good, You say what you will about Gabe. Obviously, he's on the way out. But this was still great. It was still classic Kid and Takagi. And I can't be mad at it. It was awesome to behold. It wasn't quite as good, in my opinion, as the main event or that Finley-Suji match. But they did some crazy shit. They hit each other really hard. And, Orewa, Shinio at the end of the day. That's all I have to say.
It's about the man in the arena, but the doer of deeds. No,
Yeah.
I did really like this match too, which is interesting. Yeah, because I think it's an understatement to say that Gabe Kidd's character has been muddled since the last meeting of these two. That G1 match with him and Shingo, I loved. That was like one of my favorite matches of the G1 last year. And because it felt like such a very clear and distinct split between the stoicism of Shingo Takagi versus the unpredictability of Gabe. But despite how tamed down and I think in a lot of ways flattened out Gabe has been post Kenny match, really. I think that they managed to make something kind of interesting out of this one. I mean, maybe it is just the kind of meta element of it, of the where does Gabe's allegiances really lie kind of question. But or maybe also it might just be the like dumb lizard part of my brain that just saw the gash on the back of Gabe Kidd's head and was like, yeah, he's awesome. Like,
no, that's cool.
I mean, Christ, man, he took a made in Japan through 2 tables. Like, like I can't knock the guy for trying. Yeah, I mean, I hope that they find some kind of resolution to this character flaw that they have seemingly tried to cover up and pretend isn't there.
Yeah.
It's like it would be more interesting if they lean further, but they keep trying to kind of walk this tightrope that I think is maybe hindering some of the potential.
No, absolutely. And I mean, it was really like, it's gonna sound stupid, but it really was genuinely like cringeworthy to hear the commentary team at the end try and be like, "Oh, Gabe, despite everything, he clearly still loves New Japan. Look at this performance." It's like,
yeah,
don't tell me that, man. Don't tell me,
right,
please.
Right. I mean, you could make so many things that you could have said, like, that performance is, more powered by his hate of Takagi, than anything else. Like that, I think is the more interesting, maybe, way to take it.
Yeah, any rounds is cool in Australia.
Yeah, but he's not the dark hero anymore, and I don't know why we keep trying to pretend that.
For sure.
The crowds, and there was a while where you could have gotten away with it because the crowds were still behind it. But I think now this Kobe crowd was super quiet for him. Like in his strike exchanges, they were not popping for Kid. So.
For whatever reason, whether it was legitimate or kind of legitimate or just completely false, I mean, him taking this G1 off was a big mistake. Like, I think it would have all been... I don't think this would have happened if he didn't do that. It just kind of, like, people... I think people got angrier after that than they did with him being the Death Riders at all.
It's kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
I don't even think it's like him missing the G1. I think it's just him doing the cage match immediately after. You do if you're injured, you're injured. You just don't do both. That's fine, But like doing one after taking off the other, like you're making the other company, even if he was healthy, it's just like it's a bad look, So, but so we'll see.
Yep. On to the main event. We had Zack Sabre Jr. defeating the challenger Ren Narita in almost exactly 30 minutes. It was 29 and 24 seconds. This was great. Like, wow. It was really great. I know it sounds crazy because like I've said, I mean, Narita has shown little blips of being good, but he's often not trying that hard. I guess something about Zach, just either he gets pissed when you don't bring your A game, or he inspires everyone to bring it around him, because everyone has their best matches with Zach, except for, like, I guess Shoto.
Well, I think it's a combination. Yeah, nice dig there at Shoto. But I think it's a combination of Zach being who he is, and also the other notable factor in this match for me, minimal House of Torture
Yeah,
interference.
yeah, for sure. It was just a little bit in those last 10 minutes, but most of it, Rin wrestled as himself and he wrestled damn good. It was so cool to see him finalize this version of himself that blends the suplexes and the submission mastery with like just being an absolute bastard. I love it. He's one of my favorites now after seeing this. If he's able to keep it up, he's so compelling when he's on his A game like this. You agree, right, Cooper? Am I off base?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been the most interested that I've been in him since the turn. And this is as somebody who didn't watch that G1 match.
Yeah.
That you've said is fantastic.
This was actually, I think this ended up being still a better version of that one. Maybe it's just because it went longer, but there's actually on that note, Narita is one of these young guys that I've seen so far that's been able to work this compelling for a really long match. Most of them have been cutting their matches shorter than the classic New Japan main event. This went 30 and it was great the whole way through.
I do think it could have used a bit of cutting.
Maybe, yeah, fair enough.
Not much, but I do think that yes, you are right. He adjusted to it faster than a lot of his peers do. I don't think maybe Yoda could probably do it.
He could. He had some problems with getting gassed earlier when he came back, but I think he's mostly cold to that now.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen that Shota can't.
Yeah.
Bolton absolutely not. Uemura, even as much as I love him, he can't really do this.
No, I don't
right
think
now.
so.
And maybe that just comes because I think maybe Uemura, or not Narita, has gotten, because his placement has been more under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
He's had more time to fine tune himself almost in a way that is not under this big spotlight.
Sure.
And so he's where, as opposed to those other ones that kind of got shot up into it. And so I think maybe that gave him the time to figure out. It's like, okay, well, if and when I'm going to be put in this spot, here's what I'm going to do. So.
Yeah, and Zach also, brought his very best for this. It was super, he was doing some really interesting grappling with Narita, and also because Narita was playing a shadow version of him, he also, brought the striking that Narita wasn't, and threw some really hard-hitting slaps and stuff that always got a pop out of me. One of my favorite moments from the match, something Narita's added to his repertoire, is there's two things that I'd really love that just show what a little devil he's become. I like how he'll spit out his mouth guard when he's caught in one of those leg submissions and then chomp on the leg. That's cool as hell.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
And then that one that he does where he's laying down and baiting Zach playing possum, and then he'll kick the leg so they fall into the guillotine choke. That's really, really cool and made me jump out of my seat when I saw it. You know what I'm talking about, Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Zach, of course, won with the Tango Zach driver at the end. And yeah, now we're on to Takeshita versus Zach at Ryogoku and Key Pro Wrestling, and I think it's on the 13th. So yeah, like I said, it's about 2.5 weeks. Takeshita didn't show up at the end, but that's not that surprising. He wasn't on the card, and I doubt they would have flown him over just to cut the promo at the end. Regardless, that's where we're heading, and I figure Takeshita's about to win that title.
With that possibility in mind, Jack, I do want to ask you how you view this kind of second Zach reign, because he's been put in a very strange position, I feel, as a champion.
Sure. It's weird. The matches have all been good, but I don't think he's been able to do what he wanted with it. I think Zach was hoping after, like, he hasn't had enough defenses to carve out exactly what he wants, but I think, it seemed at the beginning like he wanted to go in a more vicious direction after injuring Goto, when really it's just ended up being more of the same. Uh, the matches have still been good. Like I said, this match especially was really good. I just, I just think it was a little heatless. I still think that, even going into the Takeshita match. I think, I wish that, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts because I haven't really thought about it. It was a weird feeling because the Goto thing really overtook New Japan, and then it was like kind of just went away and was hardly even mentioned. It was like the whole thing was erased from the
Yeah,
memory of the
yeah.
promotion.
That's kind of what I was thinking with it is like, you know, you're coming off of what was such a hot angle
Hmm.
for the company, and had a visible, benefit.
Yeah, yeah. People were
Yeah,
into it. People were showing up for it.
yeah, 100%. And I think to be the guy that has to follow that in any case is hard.
Hmm.
But for Zach, somebody who I think really wants to innovate things. I think maybe New Japan management was kind of scared to change things up or to innovate too much
Yeah.
more after it. So
I can see that. I think a thing that's just a little frustrating about the New Japan main event scene for a while, and this is fault of nobody, like it's just people have left. But it feels like since Sonata won the championship from Okada, all that like 2 years ago, they haven't really been able to have a consistent main event scene like they did for those peak years where it was like you knew Okada was a champion and you knew that his threats were this guy and this guy and this guy. And then you had the same with whenever Naito would win it, you knew who was coming after him, and whenever Jay would win it, like they had these challengers and you knew who they had to watch out for, and they could throw in a defense where they elevated a guy every once in a while, but you really knew, like who what the big matches were. I don't think that's been the same. It's been like Sonata, like it was just Moxley who showed up and then dropped it, and then it was Zach who had it for a little bit and then dropped it to Goto, who dropped it back to Zach, and then Zach is going to drop it to Takeshita, who again just kind of showed up out of thin air. Nobody feels consistent yet, and the guys that we wish where those consistent main eventers aren't. It's just kind of confusing. And it leads to matches like this, even if they're good, feeling heatless. And even the Takeshita match feeling a little heatless because there's no relationships between anybody. I'm sorry, I know that was a little bit of a ramble, but that's kind of what it comes down to. Like, there's no relationships between the champion and their challenger ever anymore. It really is stifling the main event scene, I think.
yeah, I get that 100%.
That's all I have to say about that. I think it's something that'll just be fixed with time, but I think that's why, you know, these reigns have just felt kind of awkward since then. It's not their fault. It's just everyone like that had those long-standing
Yeah.
relationships left, and they were kind of left in the
But again, you
dark.
gotta you gotta be able to adapt and overcome, kind of thing. So, and I think they are hitting some strides, definitely there. And like
Hmm.
again, the push of Goto, which would have never happened probably none of this stuff happened. It did happen, as paid dividends, and but they just gotta start. I do think again, like you gotta push one of these young guys, like Suji, like he should have been challenging for this belt or had something. by now, you know? And it feels like, again, giving him this global isn't really, you know, or even Finley. Like, it's a shock to me that Finley still hasn't really gotten that belt yet or had, like, a big main event. You know, like, of all of them, you're going to push Shota? Well, whatever. But I think let's quickly move on to AEW, run down some highlights from the week. I don't think we'll have a lot of time here, but the main thing is we have Orange Cassidy is back. And after a sad injury to Hologram, he was supposed to fight Fletcher on the 6th anniversary show of Dynamite, who looks like to be out for the rest of the year. Orange Cassidy will be challenging for the TNT title next week. Don't think he'll win, but it'll be a good match. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a surprise and they're doing something with Kyle with like a downfall thing or him going back up to the main event. But I thought there's a Hologram. There might have been a chance he might win, but I don't know with OC now. But I wouldn't be shocked at any moment if OC wins something.
Logan, I hate to break it to you. There was zero chance that Hologram was going to win that match.
The women's tag titles.
I love Hologram. He was not winning against Kyle Fletcher
The women's tag titles were revealed. And I'm sure we will have a tournament accompanying it. They haven't announced any matches yet, but I think.
Meet the new tag titles, same as the old tag titles.
On them, brother. Hey, when you got it, when it ain't broke, you don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I think the tag design is a solid one. So, you know, copy paste, put a new word.
For sure.
Fine by me.
Chris Statlet.
Am I crazy? Didn't Hologram get hurt?
Yeah.
Hologram was supposed to.
Oh no, I was. Yeah, I was just saying that in the match that they were supposed to have, which was going to be Kyle versus Hologram, I don't think would not.
He wouldn't have won it anyways. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at me not listening to our own show while it's happening. That's
Chris Statlander officially did not join Death Riders, beat up Wheeler Yuta, flipped off Jon Moxley, and at Dynamite 6th anniversary, her and Darby Allin will be teaming up against Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir, with Darby and Mox getting an I Quit match at Wrestle Dream. Also, they put
odds that Wheeler Yuta is going to get
also for all you sickos out there. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. was just uploaded for free on EW's YouTube channel. So, from Wrestle Dream a while back. Because this is how I run this down as I just look at the YouTube clips. And then, do you watch Collision last night, Coop? Oh yeah.
Oh, you know I did. I am the one true collider.
That we need, other than obviously the women's, you know, what was announced at the end of the show. But I'm gonna let you run over Collision.
Okie dokie. So, on this week's edition of the best paced professional wrestling show on TV right now, and you can quote me on that. This is not a bit, by the way. I am genuinely this big of a Collision guy. So we started off with a pretty killer tag with the Death Riders team of Jon Moxley, Claudio, and Danny Garcia versus Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roddy Strong, and Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. Finally, Daddy Magic trying to get some answers for Daniel Garcia's turn. He was unsuccessful in his attempt to get answers because Daniel Garcia just stomped his head into the mat. Yeah, pretty bad day to be a Daddy Magic fan. But yeah, more dastardly Death Rider stuff continues on with Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir continuing to plug their match coming up with Darby and Chris. Later on, they had like a mixed tag match with some enhancement talent, but the big pull of this was ultimately the Darby and Chris match later on. Let's see. Then we had the reunion of the Acclaimed as Anthony Bowens and Max Caster through the power seemingly of Jerry Lynn just being true. A really cool guy.
That is true.
has
That could
has
work
brought
for
them
me
back
too,
together.
honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. If Jerry Lynn told me to tag with, I don't know, Yoshihashi, I might think about it. But, but so they took on the Swirl, the team of Lee Johnson and this friend of the show,
Enemy of
Vanilla
the
Baby,
show.
Blake Christian. Putting in more effort into this match than he did to that one cameo.
And then also
that,
Ghosting
we
Jack's
got from him.
cameo. So, yeah. Double the effort.
I know.
Yeah. But this was kind of a nothing little match. I mean, it is something in the sense that, the Acclaimed are back, kind of. Anthony Bowens also has a certificate now that also says that he's the best wrestler alive. So they're still playing some tension there. Then we had Kyle Fletcher versus Commander for the TNT title on this show in a really, really great match. Followed up on how they played off Hologram's injury angle, because at the start of the show, but they're all doing their little promos to each other. The clone character popped up with his little glitchy graphic things, and then when that went away, Kyle was beating up Hologram as Commander watched on, and so now Commander was trying to get revenge for him. It was really good. Commander lost, obviously, but pretty good return match for him. It's been a while since I've seen him on AEW TV.
This was his
I think
return
he
from
might have gotten
injury.
injured a while back. Yeah. So, I would love to for him to stay healthy for a little while longer, because he's a guaranteed really great sort of mid-card act. And then our main event for Collision was the women's match. We had Jamie Hayter taking on Julia Hart from the Triangle of Madness. And this was fine, I guess. Julia, ever since she's come back, has, I think, been on kind of a downward slump in terms of her in-ring performances. She can still hit her big spots. The moonsault is absolutely fantastic. But I think that she's appeared a little just a step behind from the other women in the division at the minute, including the ones in her own faction, because she's paired up with both Tekla and Sky Blue, both of whom I think are looking a little more invigorated from this new direction for them. So regardless, at the end of this match, really the big revelation was that Jamie Hayter calls out the Triangle of Madness and challenges them to a blood and guts match, the first ever women's blood and guts match, which I don't know when they're planning on having that. I imagine probably before Wrestle Dream, since that tends to be how those big event episodes of Dynamite tend to play out, is usually right before a big pay-per-view. So yeah, I don't think there was really any hints of who Jamie was going to team up with against them. But there's plenty of options right now. Maybe we get Anna Jay and Tay Mello back into the deathmatch realm that they kind of oddly excelled at a couple years ago. But yeah, so leaving off Collision on a pretty hot cliffhanger.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because Blood and Guts is typically like a 5-person team match. Like you have 5 to 6 people for a team. So
yeah, that's true. I was thinking that too. If the Triangle of Madness would need to get more folks in as well, because I don't imagine they would keep it as a straight trio.
I definitely see Amanada getting involved in this match. He's been feuding with the Triangle of Madness. Would not be surprised to see Willow in this match, along with
I think Willow might be out with her thing with
could be,
FTR
could be
at the
not.
minute.
TJ definitely is a great shout. Someone like Mina. I definitely see the triangle probably getting both Bane and Penelope Ford involved. Or if you don't want to do that, because they've already kind of like,
good shout.
I mean, on Tailgate Brawl right before All Out, they had that eight-man tag for the women where it was Willow, Aminata, what's her name? It was Mina and it was Harley versus, Megan Bane, Penelope, and the Twisted Sisters. What are they? The Sisters of Sin.
Sisters of Sin.
Of the Covenant of the Goat. But they would be great
Covenant of the Goat members.
But I wouldn't be shocked if they get them involved. They've already kind of teamed them in the past, and that would be 5. And then you get, Aminata for sure. Harley's probably going to get in there, and then like a TJ. But I also wouldn't be shocked if we get the other end of the spectrum with Tekla's former ties to Stardom, that if we see some Stardom wrestlers possibly jumping over, some former members of Hate maybe helping them out. But they're probably just going to keep it all AEW. I'd be shocked if they got Stardom people for... I think they do a 5-5. I doubt they do 6. I don't know who they would get each to have like an extra, But this is very funny that of all the women's feuds to do to Blood and Guts, this is the one we start with. Like we didn't do it with like the Outcast years ago, right? But we do it with this. Okay, I mean I'm happy for it. These women are awesome, and they're gonna go out and they're gonna ball. But
and it does feel properly heated enough for it. I think you could build a Blood and Guts match just with off the back of
easily.
Tekla and Aminata's feud from earlier. So.
It will be interesting to see how that evolves, especially with this women's tag tournament. I assume getting started in the next couple of weeks, because some of these teams are going to be involved. Like the Sisters of Sin will be, Bane and Ford will be, TJ will be, Harley Cameron and either Willow or Stat or some combination. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that is my worry with the tag belts. Is that they might get lost with the other women's stories in at the minute. But I hope they can find a way to balance that out, because I think it's always a good idea to have that kind of parity with it. So definitely a match that I will be looking forward to whenever it ends up happening.
Thank you for listening to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. You can follow us on all your podcast players of choice: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. If they're up, if there's a place, we're probably on it at this point. You can follow us on social media, me at @LoganHurston on Twitter. You can follow Jack at Average Dark. Cooper doesn't have a Twitter, but Cooper, any last words?
Well, to quote the great Gorilla Monsoon, this has been a happening.
We will be back next week with another couple hours of rousing wrestling content. Goodbye, and good night. Bang!